This is Tuesday, 8 years and countless mistakes later. Silver is 44 years old, if you can believe it, out of shape and depressed, although he doesn't know if you call it depression when you have good reason to be. Maybe then you're simply sad, or lonely, or just painfully aware on a daily basis of all the things you can never get back. And this being Tuesday, Silver and Jack are on their way to jerk off. "Is that a wedding ring?" They're speeding down the highway in Jack's 10-year-old BMW convertible when Jack notices the band on Silver's finger. Jack is blasting hip-hop music and pretending to know the words, while Silver absently taps along on his knees to the automated beat. They are the same age, seasoned veterans of epically bad decisions and poor follow-through. He forgot to take off the ring. God only knows how long he's been wearing it, hours, days maybe. His finger still bears the groove from when he was married, and whenever he slips it on, it slides into place like a machined part, and he forgets about it. Chagrined, he pulls it off his finger and sticks it into his pocket to jingle around with his other loose change. "What the fuck, Silver?" Jack says. He has to shout to be heard above the din of the interstate, the hip-hop, and the incessant ringing in Silver's ears. Silver suffers from a moderate to severe case of tinnitus. There is no cure, and as far as he knows, no one is running any triathlons to raise awareness or fund research. He suffers alone. "I was just playing with it." "Is that your actual wedding band?" "As opposed to what?" "I don't know. I thought maybe you went out and bought one." "Why the hell would I buy a wedding ring?" "Why would you wear your old one 10 years after your divorce?" 7 years. "Sorry, 7 years, I stand corrected." Jack flashes him a sly little smile, the one that says, "I know you better than you know yourself," the one that generally makes Silver want to plunge his index finger through Jack's eye socket, around the back of his nose, and out the other eye, creating an effective handle with which to rip his face off. "Something wrong there, Silver?" "What could be wrong? I'm a 44-year-old man on my way to masturbate into a cup for $75. Living the dream." Jack grins. "Easiest money you'll ever make." A good amount of his time with Jack is spent wondering whether Jack actually believes his own particular brand of bullshit. They are two middle-aged divorced men, their friendship born of mutual inconvenience because they happen to live on the same floor of the Versailles. Jack thinks Silver is depressed, and Silver thinks Jack is an idiot, and at any given moment both of them are generally right. They are on their way to a satellite office of the Bletcher Royal Medical Research Facility, where they will check in, submit to the prick of a blood test, then submit their own pricks to a quick sterile flurry of self-abuse, and gracelessly come into specimen jars. They will accomplish this without the aid of any chemical lubricants, in the name of science, and for the weekly $75 stipend. The drug trial in which they are enrolled, Jack found it online, is purported to be a new non-hormonal treatment for low sperm motility. Possible side effects include mood swings, dizziness, and, strangely, decreased libido. A fact the test administrator told them during the 20-minute orientation without the slightest hint of irony. You don't want to hear about his deposit, about the small room, overwhelmed by the liberal spraying of industrial-strength disinfectant, about the weathered porn magazines he won't touch because of all the sticky hands that have already handled them, about the depressing little television on its teetering IKEA stand, and the small stack of DVDs, each case marked with either an H, hetero, or G, gay. Or about how he doesn't sit in the chair or watch the discs, but just kind of stands in the center of the room, with his pants around his ankles, calling up the images of girls he slept with back when he was young enough to be wholly consumed by a deep, passionate kiss, the sight of a freshly unsheathed breast, the smoky, half-closed eyes of a girl in heat, looking up at you as she hungrily takes you in below. But as always, just before his ejaculate hits the bottom of the specimen cup with a soft plastic burp, No matter how determined he is to avoid it, he sees Denise, frowning at him with her customary scorn, depleting the moment of whatever lingering molecular pleasure it may have retained. A last sad grunt and squeeze, the cold damp of the baby wipe, and then the warmth of his semen against his fingertips through the thin plastic walls of the cup, more alive than anything coming out of him has any right to feel.